Hi, my name is Natielle and today's tutorial is this Pikachu keychain. It's really tiny. I made it with a 2.5 millimeters hook, and on today's video I'm gonna make with a 4 millimeters hook and a thicker yarn, so it's gonna be bigger like this one. You can make it any size you want, but for making a keychain, it's better 2.5 or 3 millimeter hooks. I have others keychains tutorial on my channel, like this koala or this seal, baby seal, this dog, and Baymax from the movie Big Hero. So I'm gonna link down below the playlist for the keychains, all the keychains tutorial I have. And for this video, the pattern for Pikachu is the same as Baymax. It's the exact same body. It's a bit different the size because this is a thicker yarn than this one. I made this one with 3 millimeters hook, and this one I did with 2.5. But it's the exact same pattern. The only difference is the placement of the eyes. I place the eyes between rounds 15 and 16 in both of them, but on Baymax, between the eyes I leave 5 stitches, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on Pikachu I leave only 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's on the same, between the same rounds, but the stitches between them, it's different. So I'm gonna link down below the pattern for Baymax. I'm not gonna do it the body again on this video because I already did on Baymax. So the only difference is you're gonna make in yellow. And here I made it up to round 19 of this video, and now I'm gonna place the eyes. So we are here at round 19, so we count down 19, 18, 17, 16, and 15. So between these 2 rounds is where we're gonna place the eyes. So I'm gonna place it 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. So I place on a random spot, then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and place the second one, and then I checked to see if it is looking straight forward. It is not, it's too far down. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this to the side and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, and move this one also. So now it's looking straight forward, it's really symmetrical. And then what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to place the safety lock in and then stuff the head. And then we can do the last round for the body that is the same as Baymax, which is 6 decreases. So I'm gonna place the safety locks and stuff the head, and then I come back. So now that I stuffed the head and place the safety lock, we are gonna do the last round, round 20, which is 6 decreases. Then we're gonna close up the head. Just the same as in Baymax's pattern. The only difference that we made here was the placement of the eyes. So I'm gonna do here all decreases up to the end of the round. Now it's the last one. So I left a bit of yarn. I'm gonna put the marker inside here and stuff it a tiny bit more, the head. So I stuff it a little bit more, the head, Now we're gonna take a tapestry needle, and then we're gonna take the front loops 2 at a time and pass the yarn. And now it's close. If you're making it as a keychain, this one I'm not gonna make it as a keychain because it's a little bit bigger. You can leave this yarn that you cut a little bit longer. So here you can use it just already to sew the chain, the keychain thing, you know. So now I'm going to finish off by securing the yarn here, doing a loop and then coming through. I can pull really tightly. Then, since I'm not going to sew in the keychain, I'm gonna lose it, then cut it. And there you go, the body is ready. Now we're gonna do the ears. I leave the written pattern on the description below so you can follow me along. So for the ears, we're gonna take a black yarn. Let me put this aside so it is better to see. So we're gonna take a black yarn, do a magic ring, and then make 6 single crochet on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 single crochet. Now we can put it, pull it, and this was the first round of the ear. For the second round of the ear, we're gonna do 6 single crochet, which means we're not gonna make any increases or decreases, just single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 single crochet. Now for round number 3 of the year, we're gonna make 1 increase, 2 single crochets twice. So 1 increase on the first one, so 2 single crochets together on the same stitch. So now I made 1 single crochet, and on the same stitch I'm gonna make a second one. 2 single crochets together, now 2 single crochets alone, 1 and 2, and now we're gonna repeat that, 2 single crochets together, and then 2 single crochets alone, 1 and 2. Oops. And by the end of round number 3, we're gonna be with 8 single crochets in black. For next round, we're gonna change colors. We're gonna change for the color yellow. So for changing colors, we are gonna take this last loop out. Then we are in the half of the stitch. Now we're gonna take the color yellow and then pass through here. Oops. Through the loops, and then make 1 single crochet here on the next stitch, and here we can cut the black yarn because we are done using it for this ear. So we cut it and tie a knot. I'm gonna tie actually two to be really secure. And then this is round number 4 of the ear. And on round number 4, we make 8 single crochets in yellow, not one increase or decrease. I'm gonna pass this here to mark the start. And let's do it. So we made 1 single crochet and we're gonna make 8 total. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we got here by the end of round number 4 in the ear. For round number 5, we are going to make 1 increase, 3 single crochets. So 1 here, and then I'm going to place the marker. 1, another 1 on the same stitch, so that makes an increase. And now 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Another time. So 1 increase and 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So this is the end of round number 5. By the end of it, we're going to be with 10 single crochets, 10 stitches. For round number 6, we are going to make 10 single crochets. Not 1 increase or decrease, just 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's the end of our ear. We can now cut the yarn. We leave it a long tail so we can sew it in the head. So that's our first ear. Ready? And now we're going to do another one exactly like this. We're going to sew it here. So we're going to make a second one exactly like this one. I'm going to make mine. I'm not going to make it on video because it's exactly like this one. And if I do, the video will be too long. So I'm going to make mine and I come back. So I finished making my second ear. And now what we're going to do is the tail. We're going to take here the yellow yarn and then we're going to chain 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now that we chain 6, we're gonna make 5 single crochets. On this one we don't. So on the next one we make 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3, 4, and 5. Where's the other one? So we're now making the tail. So that's the first round of the tail. What we do now is we turn the work around, you see, and now we're gonna work from behind. And then on round number 2, we're gonna make 5 single crochets. So from the back here, we're gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 single crochets. Now we turn the work again, and then we start round number 3. And round number 3, we're gonna make 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn the work again. Now we're gonna make 5 single crochets. So on the first chain we don't, and then we start by the second one. So 1, 2 single crochets on the chain. Now 3, 4, and 5 single crochets. So we finish round number 4, and then we turn again, and now we're gonna make round number 5 with 5 single crochets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 single crochets. Then we finish round number 5. Now we turn again, and then we're gonna make round number 6, which is 3 single crochets only. So 1, 2, and 3 single crochets. Now we finish round number 6, then we turn over again, and then we make 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, and 3 single crochets. Then we finish the tail. You see, we're gonna sew it here. So now we're gonna leave it a piece of yarn to sew it. For the cheeks, I cut it a piece of felt, then we're gonna glue it on right beside the eyes with some silicone glue, and then sew here the ears. I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this pieces of felt. What we do is on the round below the eye, and then right beside it, one in each side. I'm gonna glue it, and then I come back to show you how to sew everything together. So I'm gonna start by sewing in the tail. This piece of yarn that is left here, what I do is I come on each stitch here, and then I pass through the yarn all over it up to the end. Come front and back, and then I'm gonna pass it out up to the end of the tail. So there you go, all through the tail, and now it's here. So we come here on the back, we count 1, 2, 3. Between rounds 3 and 4, we're gonna sew in the tail. What I do is I use this tip that we pass through to secure it while we sew in. So here we measure that so it stays on the middle of the body. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass through this yarn so it helps stay in place while I sew the rest of it. So it's really simple. We just take here on the body and then pass through the 2 loops here on the body again, the 2 loops, and on the body. Really simple and fast. So I'm gonna secure the yarn as I shown you before by doing a loop. And then going through the needle with the needle here. Now I'm gonna lose it and cut the yarn and this one that I passed through. Then we can go to the ears. So now that I cut the tips, there you go. The tail is already sewn in, and now we're gonna make the ears. So when we finish the ear, it stays like with this tip. So what I do is I put this tip for the sideways like this, and then I checked how I want it to stay. We sew it like way behind the head and with the tips down, you see. So now I secure here. I hold it here really tight while I start sewing in. So there you go. There's the tip. Now we come here and take 2 loops at a time. And we sew it in by doing a round all around the ear. So we come on the head. Just got to remember taking the 2 loops here. Both loops, not just one, so it gets a little stronger. Now you pull it tight. So you see? There you go. Now on the head, take the loops. Now that we have this tiny piece left to sew, I'm gonna stuff it a little bit. There. Make a tiny ball and then stuff it so it can stay standing. You see? And keep sewing it so we can close the hole. Doesn't need much stuffing, just enough to make it stand. If you put it too much, it's gonna be hard to sew here because it's gonna be pulling all the stuff out when you sew in. So that's the end of my round here, my last stitch. So what I do is I'm gonna secure the yarn here, take inside the amigurumi, and then just have to cut it. Now I'm gonna sew the second ear here behind, exactly like I did this one, and then I come back to show you the finished project. So there you go. I sewed in the other ear. Then our Pikachu is ready. There's the tail. So if you make it with a thinner yarn, it's gonna be small like this one. I did this one in a light yellow. I like it very much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts or suggestions on what amigurumi I should do next, you can leave it out on the comments, and I will answer your doubts and maybe share the amigurumi you want. See you next time. Bye bye.